nervousness, feeling like maybe the public wouldn't like me, or maybe I was too shy and I needed to be more like whatever. Like I thought I wasn't good enough for the public.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I sort of, for a while, felt that I needed to be something else. And so I kind of like was more like, I dressed very like bubbly and very girly. And I was like just trying to be like the girl next door. And I was trying to not make anybody mad. And, you know, I never said that I had tattoos or whatever, just because I was always a bit more edgy, a bit darker, and I just kind of didn't think that people would want that from me. Not that there was anything wrong with it. I was just sort of like, I don't think the public likes that very much for the stuff that I'm doing. And so I think in that sense, I used to feel pressure to be the role model that other people wanted me to be. And then when I figured out sort of the role model that I would have needed when I was a young girl, which like I was never that girl. I was never really that kind of audience. I think then I stopped feeling pressure because I was like, oh, a role model isn't just one thing. A role model can be
Very true.
living authentically. A role model can be speaking to the minority, not, you know, not the masses. A role model can be being exactly the purest version of yourself. And being honest about, you know, mental health struggles, not pretending to be perfect all the time, and being like, hey, I have so many different sides to myself, and I'm sure you do too. Let's celebrate that. Like, it doesn't have to be just one thing. And I think then I stopped feeling the pressure that I felt when I was younger.
It's interesting because like youth is such a like a big moment for us because we're finding out so much about ourselves. We don't even know like who we are really, and then being young in the public eye is even harder because like you have to find out all of that about yourself while everyone else around you is watching you. So yeah, I understand the pressure and everything. And like right now I'm 17, so I'm kind of at that moment where I'm like, wait, like am I good enough, or is that what people want me to be? But then I'm also like finding out that I don't really need to be anything that people want me to be because they don't want anything. They're just looking for something relatable, and I just have to be myself because it's gonna make me happy too. Like it's just so hard to pretend that you're something that you're not. So yeah, I'm also at this point. Well, you've been through this point now. Right now you already know who you want, what you want, but right now I am at this moment where I'm like trying to find out who I am, what do I want to do, and all that. It's complicated, but I'm actually going with it, you know, just like letting it be.
Yeah, the one secret that I would say for, like, I mean, not that everybody's at the same point, at the point that you're at, and not that I could generally say that, but the one thing that I think nobody really tells you is that there is no right way to do anything in your life. There's no right way to, you know, be a role model. There's no right way to navigate certain situations. There's no right way to like navigate things that are the same for everybody, different for everybody. And people love to tell you that there's like a specific right way to do things. Like, this is the right way to be this age. This is when you transition to being this way. And there's no right way. And the only right way that you could do is to be as like in touch with yourself and as in touch with what you need, and be doing things literally only for you, what you need. Because then when you have all your needs met, you can love yourself, you can love other people better, and you come from a place of clarity. And then every situation is a lot easier to face because you're not attempting to like mold yourself into 100 different shapes just because you think that's what people want from you. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that everybody that's watching is like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody needs to hear advice from someone that has been through all that we're going through. So talking about now your inspirations, is there someone that you want to collab with one day, work with on a movie or anything one day?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to work with, I think in terms of acting, I would love to work with someone like, I don't know if you know who Jessica Lange is, or Stanley Tucci, people like that. I love Saoirse Ronan. I love older actors. I love actors who feel very like comfortable in themselves. Obviously, Saoirse Ronan's really young, but I just think she's incredible. But I love people who feel very comfortable in themselves, because I feel like acting is such a process of shedding what you think about yourself so that you can have the most honest performance. It's just a really hard thing to do. And then I think with music, I'd love to collab with like Doja Cat.
Ooh.
I love Doja Cat. Eminem. I love, let's see, there's a band called Saint Vincent, which is incredible. I love Upsall. Yeah, people like that.
That's good. That's really good.
Thanks.
Um, and you recently received a KCA, the Kids Choice Awards, and it's
Yeah.
an award voted by the people. So everyone voted you as the best actress, right? It was best actress. Um, how did you feel? Like, did you? Okay, when I'm nominated for anything, I never believe I'm gonna win it.
No,
How was that for
never.
you?
Never believe you're gonna win it. No, and that's like I think that's probably a good place to be though. I think I'd rather be in that place than being like, ah, I'm gonna win it, because that's just boring. And also you never
It's
know. Like I always think there's this thing actually, you might appreciate this or feel this. But there's this quote, I don't remember who it's by, and I don't remember the actual quote, but there's like a sort of great, coming from a great place. I complex where they think that they're a fraud. Do you know about this? It's this really interesting psychology. So like anybody who's found success in their field, like from anybody like who's involved in science to, our healthcare workers to writers to performers, things like that, there's this overwhelming like amount of data that shows that they believe that they are a fraud, and like one day they're going to be found out for being untalented or undeserving of the things that they've gotten. And I feel like that is such a common thing in our field, where we're like, oh no, I couldn't have won that, oh no, they made a mistake, or oh no, like that's not me. And I think that that's just such a common thing for performers in general. You may have that, but I definitely never ever believe that a
um hard on ourselves. Because I thought it was just me, but I think every artist that I've ever talked to, everyone is so hard on themselves. And like, we want to be so good. And when we achieve all those things, we're like, oh, nah, no, it wasn't me. Like, you guys did it and someone else did it. And it's like, we don't own our success. And that thing that you just said about us believing that we're a fraud, that happens to me so much. I'm so scared that at one point I'm going to be like, on the stage and then I'm gonna sing and everyone's gonna be like, oh, so that's her. Ew.
yeah.
You know?
Yes, like, oh wait, you can't sing, even if you can. Like you think someone's gonna be like, wait a minute, we don't actually like you very much. And you're like, great, I don't like me either. Yeah. No, I think that's really common though. I think that that's just something that we have to recognize in ourselves and be like, that's a universal thing. And also, no, I deserve this. I worked hard for this and I feel grateful to have this life.
That's a good way to think. That's a good way
Yeah.
to think. So you just released a song called Remember Me. Yeah?
Yes. Never played for you guys. It's so special to me. It feels very much to me like I'm a very big fan of like the Suicide Squad soundtrack and that kind of like
Oh, so
big,
good.
oh God, I love that sound. That kind of like Harley Quinn Suicide Squad vibe that feels very like dark and cinematic and very like it
Mm-hmm.
belongs in a film. And I really wanted to do a song like that, that kind of like when you hear it, you feel like you're in the movie. And that's kind of like what Remember Me reminds me of, at least in production and things like that. And I always feel like when I listen to it, I'm transported to like, it's 3 in the morning, it's been raining, you're in Tokyo for some reason, or you're in New York, and like the sun's coming up in a few hours and you're with, your significant other, and it's just like this young love, kind of darker adventure kind of feeling that's really about that time in your life where you're so in love with your significant other, your life, and yourself that you're like, wow, everything is perfect right now and it won't always be. And I just want to live in this moment forever.
Mm, I understand.
Yeah,
But
we've all been there.
yeah, definitely. So I know you've been to Brazil.
Yes.
Um, First, how did you like it?
I love Brazil. I loved going to Brazil. I've only been one time, but it was so amazing. I mean, everybody that I met was so passionate. Like, I mean, the fans in Brazil are like unparalleled, so passionate. And it was such a beautiful energy to be around. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I think I was in Brazil when a fan gave me She gave me a tiara that I still have. Like it was like a very special tiara to her, and I still have it on my nightstand. So yeah, it was very, very
That's
special
so
interaction.
sweet. Do you know anything in Portuguese?
Okay, if I get this wrong, don't be mad at me. Obrigado?
No. Obrigada.
Obrigada. Okay,
Yeah,
obrigada.
because you're a girl.
Right?
But yeah, you know it. You know it. There's obrigada. Do you know how to say hi?
I forget.
That's very easy. It's oi.
Oi. Okay.
Oi.
Oi.
I love how every time I teach, people do the same sound as me. If I do oi or oye, they're gonna do oye.
It's because you sound so beautiful when you say it. Your accent's amazing. So it's like it's hard not to want to say it like you.
You like it? Oh, that's cute. Did you try any food? Because everybody talks about the food here.
Wait, what's like the famous thing that people eat for dessert? Fans bring us some of that, and I think we tried it on camera. It's really, really nice.
I'm glad you like it. Brazilian food, it can be different for foreigners sometimes, but it's just they always like it. So like I'm proud of my food. Seriously,
Oh, it's so
I'm always
nice.
like, ha, Brazil has good food.
You're like, did you try the food? Did you try the food though?
Did you try the
Because
food? Did you like it? I know you did.
yeah, it was
So
amazing.
changing totally the subject right now. A lot of musical fans are talking about you doing Glinda on Wicked's live action. How do you feel about that?
I would love to do that. I think that um yeah, I mean, like, I've been pretty upfront about the fact that Wicked is one of my favorite shows. And I grew up loving Galinda and always wanting to be a part of the show in general. So the fact that they're making it into a movie was definitely things. So I think going back to the conversation we had before, it's like it's kind of hard to imagine that that would actually happen. Like I'm sort of like, there's no way that it would happen.
Uh-huh.
But I think that the fan responses and the amount of support that I've had has been like special enough as it is. It's quite like kind of magical to even be thought of for it. So,
Okay. In the piazza. And just tell me about your experience. I'm a New York fan. I love New York. Like, it's literally my dream to live in New York. I love everything about New York. So I remember when I saw your posts, like when you were moving and everything, and I was just like emotional for you. So
thank
I
you.
just want to know about your experience.
That was amazing. I think that theater is really special. It's really different than film and TV. It's very like it feels very like theater people are very expressive. It's a very it feels film and TV feel
Mm-hmm.
very much like you're going to your job and you get there in the morning and you do hair and makeup and you learn your lines. Like I know that it doesn't seem like this from the outside,
Mm-hmm.
but it is very much like a job. It's very professional. There's a lot of rules. It's very like high pressure, when you're on set. But when you're doing a show, while it's high pressure when you're actually doing it, when you're coming to rehearsals every day and all that, it's very like almost like summer camp. Like it's really fun. Like you get to know the people really well. There's no real pressure. It's all like playing around so that you can get the best product possible.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's something really special about doing theater, and doing theater in New York. There's nothing better. Like when I moved to New York, I lived like 4 blocks away from Times Square, which I don't recommend because it was really loud. But I lived like on like the 18th floor, and so like you could see like the skyline, and it felt very, I mean, I was in like a little tiny like shoebox corner apartment, but it was so dreamy. And you're like running down the street, you're like, I'm gonna be late for rehearsal. It was so romantic. It was so like my little Broadway dream. So yeah, it was really special.
I also do have that little Broadway dream. Like,
Do you?
yeah, I don't even know if it's only like Broadway dream. It's because I started with musicals, but it's just like a New York dream, I think. I don't know what it is with that city. I've been twice, and I just want to live there. So I literally watch movies sometimes if I see the movie and it is on New York. It's recorded in New York. I'm like, I'm gonna watch this movie.
Oh my
I
God,
don't
I
know.
do that all the time, but with Paris. Like, I feel like you're like, movies set in New York, and you're like, oh, I'm there.
Yeah, exactly. And like the rating can be terrible. I'm still gonna watch it.
Me too. I'm like, I'll watch a movie in French, like, because I speak a little bit of French. Like, you're learning Spanish, I'm learning French. So I can, like, roughly know what they're saying, but not fluently and not at the rate that they're speaking. And it can be, like, some random movie set in Paris that, like, I have even no interest in, but I'm like, wow. Like, I'm like,
It's
it's in
the same for me. I'm
Paris.
just like, wow, this movie is so good. Even if I don't like it, I'm just like, New York, New York, New
It's
York.
perfect. Yeah,
I
me
don't
too.
know. It's just there's something about that city that just gets to me. And I live in a city. I live in São Paulo here in Brazil. It's also very loud. So I think I'm used to the noise and
Yeah.
everything in the city. So I don't think I would have a hard time adapting or anything.
You are going to do it. You're going to move to New York.
Okay, so when I'm doing Broadway in New York and you're doing Glinda,
You just DM me.
we have to connect. We're like, I'm in Broadway, and you're gonna be like,
It
I'm
happened.
Glinda.
Yeah,
It
we
happened.
manifested it starting on this day.
It's so nice to share those things with you. I feel like I'm talking to a friend that I know for a long time already.
Me too. You're
And
so lovely.
unfortunately, we're at the end of this live stream. So yeah, I just want to thank you very much. I've been how do you say that? My English is a bit bad, but
No, your English is perfect. I can't even believe like your English is flawless.
thank you. But sometimes my brain just goes crazy a little bit.
That's fine. I totally understand.
But yeah, but I was trying to say that I've been watching your things for a very long time. So yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So
Oh, thank you.
congrats
I'm
on
a fan.
everything. Congrats on everything you've achieved.
Fingers crossed for that Broadway New York dream.
Yes. Thank you so much for doing
Thank
this.
you.
And yeah, so nice talking to you.
Yeah, you're an angel. Have a great rest of your night. It's night, right?
Yeah, it's night.
Okay, have a great rest of your night. You're so
You
lovely.
too. Take
Thanks
care.
for speaking to me. Bye.
Bye. Gente, tudo pra mim. Sério, que pessoa incrível. Eu vim aqui pra esse canto azul, muito azul, porque o meu celular tava acabando a bateria. Meu celular tá um pouco viciado, mas vocês não ligam não, né, gente? Dá até uma vibe diferente. Então, gente, isso aconteceu. E eu vou falar um pouquinho aqui, porque agora eu tenho tempo mesmo. Tá todo mundo zerou a vida, zerou a vida. Feliz e eu tô com o coração ao mesmo tempo muito apertado, porque a segunda temporada do Anne Gabriele Convida está chegando ao fim, mas repito, a segunda temporada. Então, gente, é isso. Ah, minha amiga aqui. Amiga, você não ia pegar o powerbank tá sem bateria, por isso que eu tive que vir aqui pra tomada. Mas sério, muito obrigada a todo mundo que fez. O Anne Gabriele Convida a ser especial, assim, do jeito que foi. Obrigada especial a todos os convidados que fizeram parte desse momento. Eles não estão aqui para escutar, mas enfim, vou agradecer porque significa muito para mim. Muito obrigada à Central de Fãs, gente. Eu tenho que agradecer eles, especialmente a Central de Fãs, porque eles passam, assim, horas do dia deles falando com convidados e fazendo pauta comigo. Às vezes fazem pauta até sozinho. E a gente cria coisas juntas. Agradecer a minha mãe, meu o Anne Gabriele Convida a acontecer, todo mundo que fez o Anne Gabriele Convida a ser especial, e o obrigada mais especial é para todos vocês que estão sempre assistindo, que são telespectadores fiéis, né? Então, muito obrigada, gente. Tô feliz de verdade e tô com o coração apertado. Segunda temporada chegou ao fim. Tô pensando muito ainda sobre terceira, quarta, quinta, vigésima, porque sim, porque eu sou uma pessoa ocupada, tem muita coisa acontecendo na minha vida, mas eu só sei que foi muito especial e tô muito feliz. Então, obrigada. Amo vocês de verdade e se cuidem, tá bom? Não vai ter live amanhã, vou chorar. Não, tchau.